Thank you, Madam Chair. This has been an interesting debate. First of all, I do support the resolution of inquiry, but the debate's actually been interesting because my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have said how they are in support of, the Build Back Better plan, which never came to fruition because the spending was outrageous and they could never get it through the Senate. They were supportive of the Inflation Reduction Act, and they cite things about prescription drugs and Medicare renegotiating prices, but they seem to neglect that over half of that bill are tax increases on oil and gas extractions, and it is also subsidies for solar panels and for batteries, all a part of the Green New Deal. That was the major part of that bill. But let's take a step back. Even if it is your position that those bills are helping with inflation in the United States, which, by the way, they are not. They are actually exacerbating the problem. And in the part about the American Rescue Plan created the problem. But even if it is your belief that those legislations, those spending bills have helped the American people, then what's the problem with seeing the inflationary impact reports from Treasury? This is the Oversight Committee. The Oversight Committee is well within its purview to get the documentation from the Treasury Department about what their viewpoints were with respect to inflationary impact on some of the most major pieces of legislation that have passed not just in the last couple years, but in the past decade up here on Capitol Hill.
Byron Donalds, born October 28, 1978, is an American politician, financial professional, serving as the U.S. Representative for Florida's 19th Congressional District since 2021. His district serves most of the heart of Southwest Florida, including Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, Estero, and Naples. Born and raised in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Wow, I know I like this gentleman. He grew up in my neck of the woods. I grew up in Morris Heights in the Bronx, north of Donald. He attended Florida A&M University and earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Finance and Marketing from Florida State University in 2002. Before entering politics, Donalds worked in finance, insurance, and banking industries. A Republican, he was a member of the Tea Party movement and unsuccessfully ran for the U.S. House of Representatives in 2012. Donalds represented the 80th District in Florida's House of Representatives from 2016 to 2020. In 2020, Donald was elected to Congress, defeating Democratic nominee Cindy Benio. And in 2023, Speaker of the House Representative election, Donald received enough Republican votes to deny Kevin McCarthy's speakership 6 times in a row until Republicans came together after 15 rounds and elected McCarthy to Speaker of the House. Donalds and his wife Erica have 3 sons and live in Naples, Florida. So let's see more of him in action, guys. Editor, roll clip, fair use.
You believe it's time for Kevin McCarthy to step aside?
I don't think we're there at this point. I think there's a lot of members in the chamber who want to have serious
Byron Donalds talking to our Rachel Scott.
How we can bring this all, to a close and elect a speaker. But I'm not going to speak for Kevin in that. That's something that he and his team got to figure out.
Can you say specifically what would cause the people who are voting against him now to vote for him? Is there anything he could do at this point, specifically a list of things?
Well, I definitely know that one of that list is the single member motion to vacate. And I know for a lot of people back home, they're like, what is this thing that they keep talking about? But this was a mainstay rule in our chamber that empowered all the members of Congress, regardless of party. And Nancy Pelosi's the one that stripped it. And so we think it is important for our institution to function correctly on behalf of the American people that get put back in place. And so I think that's one. And then, there's other stuff that we can figure out around the table, which we'll probably do later today.
Congressman. Now recognize the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Donalds, for 5 minutes.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Witnesses, panelists, thanks for being here. I find it interesting that we're talking about the American Rescue Plan. Since it just didn't work, guys. I mean, come on, I'm a finance guy by trade. I just got to Capitol Hill. Couple things. I know the witnesses have said previously that the benefits of the American Rescue Plan have been the potential evictions for people not having enough money to pay rents, decrease in child poverty. I think those are like the big 2. Well, we'll come back to that. Give me a second. We'll get there. But it's without question that the American Rescue Plan has led to inflation. Every economist basically has said this. I mean, look, if you want to talk about inflation, you have a lot of money going to people, right, wrong, or indifferent, money went to people.
They didn't have to earn it, which means productivity in the economy is actually down. So people have money, but productivity is down. But when people take that money to go spend it, I mean, yes, doctor, this is kind of how this works. When they take the money to go spend it in an economy where productivity is down because there's not enough supply of goods and services available, prices then go up in response because productivity is down, but everybody's got money. That's how we get to inflation. The job market. Let's talk about that one real briefly. Yes, coming out of the time when the American economy was shut down by government policy because of COVID-19, the job market suffered major hits. But it's virtually without question that in the red states that had opened up, I'm the gentleman from Florida, I know, the job market actually responded quite well to businesses being able to open up and operate. It was in blue states where the job market did not respond as well. But we all knew up here on Capitol Hill that if you just, opened up, the businesses would come back. Look no further than right here in DC. Muriel Bowser's policies basically wrecked the restaurant market here in DC. Most people could not go to work in DC. There was no traffic coming into DC. And the second she alleviated COVID-19 policies, businesses started opening up again. People started going back to work, etc. So I don't think we needed about $2 trillion to recover jobs in the United States. I think what we really needed was just sound, local government policy or state government policy to just open up economies, because the states that did that, that's what happened.
Their design is simple. Their design is to make sure that the elites in our country and the useful idiots in Washington, D.C. are the ones who control our economy. And their target are the young. I went in a public school classroom years ago and I picked up their economics textbook. And when the section on microeconomics, they had a side-by-side comparison between free market capital and socialism and fascist-run economies. And the very textbook that sits in an American classroom made it seem as if both sides had a legitimate argument. This is how far they've gone. But if you examine world history, there is no equivalent argument. You see, free market capitalism is the very thing that has allowed all of us to grow, to thrive, and to succeed. You having the ability to keep your own money and to actually live up to the fruits of your God-given talent and to execute that in a marketplace of ideas and products without government telling you what to buy has unleashed more prosperity than in any other place on the globe. Market capitalism, money. Folks, I like money. Can we be honest about this? I like money. I want to make it. I took a job, I don't really make that much of it. But I did this job because I want you to make it. This economy, this society has allowed a kid from Brooklyn, New York, who grew up poor, to actually have a choice to serve in the House of Representatives or be out in the world and make lots of money. But we gotta fight for it, folks. The battle for our future, the battle for our country, the battle for our economy is in every public school, every private school, every charter school, and every homeschool across America. We can win this battle. We can win this battle one very simple way. One, folks, we got to engage in the culture. Young people have built a life for themselves. Well, look, they didn't build it for themselves. Let's be honest. We built it for them. Okay? I got kids. I built a life for them. And in their life, oh, thank you. And in their life, they can customize everything. We were waking up in a hotel this morning. My 10-year-old son was like, Mom, I need something to watch. And so she's like, go use the remote. And he looks at the remote and he's like, there's too many buttons. What are all these buttons for? The truth is, our young people have customized their entire lives. They watch what they want to watch when they want to watch it. Everything is on demand. If they want food, they either Grubhub or Uber Eats or DoorDash. They don't even know what the inside of a supermarket looks like. They stuff shipped to their house and they eat whatever they want.
at any given point in time. They have at their fingertips the very manifestation of what a free market economy and a free society allows. They can literally choose whatever they want. And so the political question of our time for all young Americans is, do you want to still be able to choose whatever you want, whenever you want it, at a moment's notice, and be able to get it? Or do you want to listen to Joe Biden?
Hey guys, this is Jose, your regular Joe Blow again, keeping an eye out and my ears open to the future. I'm in no way idolizing anyone. Let's be clear here. I praise God. He guides me. But I also love seeing in action a great guy like Byron Donalds thrive in his calling. As you can see in the previous clips, that politics come natural to him. He's so stoic and neutral, guys. God didn't bless me with that. I'll admit to that. I can't stand a person lying to me in the face. That's why I could never be a politician. I would walk away after 2 or 3 attempts to get my point across. But it's a gift that he has. And seeing him work his magic to get things done is a beautiful thing to see in action. Let's see him in future endeavors, guys. I'll pray for him and his family. May he continue to grow and be successful in his life. Full salute, sir. You're doing a great job. Much respect, guys. Guys, do your research and dig in for yourself and find more on Donalds. You'll be surprised. In the meantime, thank you for the support you guys award me. It is so much appreciated. This gives me the freedom to do my best to bring you the best. I truly thank you guys. Let's continue moving forward. Stay free.